NHL record of the longest road winning streak in one playoff year has come to an end. The New Jersey Devils win Game 5, a final of 2-1. Let's hear from the head coach of the LA Kings, Darryl Sutter, and get his thoughts on tonight's loss.
Coach, do you feel any extra pressure to win it at home in Game 6?
No, I still think we'll digest tonight and travel and expect it to be another game like tonight.
Coach, in front here, is there much more your team could have done against a goalie who was that hard at the other end?
Well, he's played well, very well the last two nights. You know, we hit a couple. We're probably saying what they said, games 1 and 2, where we got breaks and now they did. That's how even it is. And we hit a couple posts again tonight, and you hope one goes off the post and in.
Right here. Darryl, you've talked about how close it is and how it's just a real margin for error. Can you talk about that in relation to tonight's game?
That's pretty much it. I think if there's anything that you got to finish your opportunities and you got to work to get them, and you pretty much got to not give up more than one.
Coach, your team had talked about how important the first shifts were. It seemed like you started very well out there. Were you feeling that things were going well?
I thought we had a really good first period, no question. We scored a goal on the offensive zone marginal call with a puck that was not in danger, right? So that's, other than that, we had a heck of a first period.
Coach, you were asked after the last game where you thought the pressure was. Where do you think the pressure is right now heading back to LA?
I'd say that I'm not sure what you mean there. I mean, are you cheering for the Devils or are you cheering for the Kings?
I'm talking about after the last
So you're cheering for the Devils, so I'm going to say the pressure's on them because they're the home team and they had 100 and some points. That's what I'll say, okay?
Darryl, over here. Do you feel like it's kind of natural that over the course of a playoff season that you're going to have to at some point face a long series, or is it just something that goes with it?
I think that's why they call them, that's why they have 7-game series, unless they change it to 5 or something we don't know about next year in the new agreement. So long series that's why they call them 4 out of 7.
Darryl, you talked about finish and how important it is to finish your opportunities. It seems like it's kind of gone back and forth in this series. You guys were able to finish early, and now they can.
You know, the way to really look at it, so in the series, first goal, right? Whoever scored the first goal is probably, that's the way it's been. If you look at it, we scored the first goal in the first 3, and they've scored the first goal, and so that tells you just really how close it is. Yeah.
What was your view of the Salvador goal? Kind of a freak goal bouncing off?
I think it was a screen, didn't see it. You want your winger to go through the shot and through the point. Starts on the other side of the ice. Really a soft wrister from the right side. We got caught in. We didn't get one forward off on a change, and he was tired. And I'm sure if Jonathan would have known that, he'd got a whistle. The puck comes around on this side, and winger's got to go through the shot.
Darryl Sutter talked about the importance of the first goal in the game because that has been the determining factor for whatever team will win the game that night. It was Zach Parise in this one, the captain who had not scored in the series yet. It was on the power play, an opportunity for the Devils that they had not accomplished so far in the series. So it seemed like all things came together, Johnny, on this goal.
Well, we knew before the game Zach Parise was going to have to be good. He's going to have to be one of the best players for New Jersey to have a chance. At some point, he's going to have to score a goal. At some point, the power play was going to have to cash. Well, they both happened at the same time with that all-important first goal. He's been thinking about it. He's been working hard. He's been frustrated at times, but he was skating, especially early in this game. He had his legs moving, finding the loose pucks, and no better example of it there than tracking down his own dump in, getting that loose puck. But all the little things, hitting, blocking shots, he was involved throughout.
Yeah, and then he takes a whack in the back of the legs by Big Matt Green. He paid the Boer successfully many times. He's their engine. He's the guy that makes them run. He does it. He's the captain. And even though you're not getting points, you're doing all the little things. Quality person, and he gets rewarded now by getting on the inside of Doughty and obviously beating the goaltender Jonathan Quick after a bad play.
Yeah, exactly. Pete DeBoer said it last game in his press conference. Said, listen, I'm not worried about him scoring. He's going to start scoring, but he leads in so many other facets of the game. He's a true leader. He's their cornerstone. He's the head of their snake, so to speak. And he was it from the drop of the puck. He had the energy, and he took him on their back. Not necessarily with a 3 or 4 point. He was getting the pucks, and he had that momentum and energy that your team feeds off of.
Darren, both you and Douglas, you both mentioned.
Both of us did?
Both of you guys mentioned before the game how important those guys had to be and how important that line had to be, and you're spot on. I saw Parise, North Dakota Fighting Sioux jersey here, his number 11 that he wore when he was a national NCAA championship before the game. I saw that out in the crowd, and just watching him play. Don't forget, here's a guy that injured his ankle last game. No big deal, came out jumping, came out flying. And what I really liked about the goal, we kind of touched on it, was the fact that he keyed that goal himself with the dump, didn't stop there after the dump in, kept going, went in hot pursuit, worked extremely hard to score the goal. So yes, he might not be getting the clean looks, he might not be getting the volume of shots, but when you're willing to work that hard to score goals and make plays, it's pretty special stuff.
And he's got to be really good because the dump was soft enough that the goalie couldn't stop it and play it around. And then he went right to point B, and then he stuffed it in off the left skate in.
And you talk about not getting a lot of points, not being maybe a star performance. Well, in this series, the way it's going, that is a star performance. That kind of work, all those kind of little things, that's what the Stars have to do. That's what they are doing. That's what's leading their teams, not necessarily piling up offensive statistics.
You work as hard as he does, and you have the skill set he has, good things are going to happen eventually.
And they did for the New Jersey Devils. It took Zach Parise to Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final, but he found a way to find the back of the net. Take a look at the numbers, the shots in this game, 3 shots. He had the goal, over 19 minutes of ice time, almost 20 in this one. And the Devils needed their captain in this game most, and he delivered a power play goal in the first. Bryce Salvador with the game winner in the second as the New Jersey Devils take this series back to Los Angeles. We'll be back with much more coverage on NHL tonight. And for the first time in the Stanley Cup Final, Devils fans are leaving the building happy. Will they be coming back for a Game 7? We'll have much more coverage coming up next.